Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Guys, welcome back to Sahara Football. Today, Thomas Partey. We are going to talk about Thomas Partey and the possible replacement for Thomas Partey, who is Ghanaian player Iddrisu Baba. Now, Iddrisu Baba, Atletico Madrid have increased their pursuit of him. I'll also be talking to you about Thomas Partey's move to Arsenal. According to reports, Arsenal technical director Eddie has given the green light on this Thomas Partey pursuit. More details into that. And John Painstil, he is of the opinion that the African Cup of Nations is more difficult than the World Cup. That's quite interesting. We'll be looking at all that today. Subscribe if you haven't and click on the notification bell to get more updates and be updated immediately I post a video on the channel. So we all know Thomas Partey's move to Arsenal has become a big debate over the past few days. Derek Boateng was the latest person to catch the ire of the Arsenal fans when he said that he would not advise Thomas Partey to join Arsenal. He says Arsenal right now are not in the best place, but Thomas Partey should focus on winning trophies with Atletico Madrid. And probably when Arsenal are in a better position, i.e. in a Champions League spot, Atletico Madrid player Thomas Partey then can decide to move to them. So would that make Partey a fair weather player? Does it mean that he can only join teams that are already better? Can't he add anybody to the team? Well, the truth is, Thomas Partey alone cannot change the way Arsenal are currently playing. They won their last 2 games with a clean sheet, but it hasn't been enough to convince many that they have turned a corner this season. And you wouldn't fault Derek Boateng for suggesting something like that for his fellow countrymen. Many people were angry that he said that, and Derek Boateng as a player did not play for any in quote better club, and that he should be the one even encouraging Partey to, if he can't get a chance to play for a team like Arsenal, he should take it. But obviously everyone has their opinion, and that was what he thought on the matter. The final decision rests with Thomas Partey and his management. But moving on from Thomas Partey, Atletico Madrid would have to find a replacement for him. You can't deny the importance that the Ghanaian has had on them this past few days and this past few weeks. Yes, he has been with them, and Thomas Partey's replacement could be a fellow Ghanaian. His name is Iddrisu Baba. According to reports, Atletico Madrid have intensified their pursuit of Iddrisu Baba as a possible replacement for Thomas Partey should his deal with the Gunners be finalized. Atletico Madrid have intensified their pursuit of Real Mallorca midfielder Iddrisu Baba as a replacement for one-away compatriot Partey. Now, the Spanish Giants have identified the 24-year-old as a direct replacement for the Partey, who is closing in on a move to Arsenal. The 27-year-old has refused a contract extension, which makes it quite clear he wants away from the Wanda Metropolitano. Atleti see Real Mallorca midfielder Baba Iddrisu as the man to replace his compatriot, as he poses similar qualities and skill set with the in-demand midfielder. It highlights that Baba has impressed at Mallorca, who are back in the top flight this season. Across his 27 starts in La Liga, he's one of the side's most valuable players. He was born in Accra, the capital of Ghana. He moved to Spain at an early age and joined Mallorca permanently in 2016, following a series of loan spells from Leganés. Primarily a holding midfielder, Baba earned his first cap against South Africa in the Afcon 2021 qualifiers last year, November, in Cape Coast. So Iddrisu Baba has been touted as the replacement for Thomas Partey should he complete his move to Arsenal, and it looks more and more likely that he will do certainly that. And speaking of Thomas Partey completing his move to Arsenal, according to some reports, who is the technical director and former player for Arsenal, has given the green light on Thomas Partey's move to Atletico Madrid. Now, Eddie, who is the technical director of Arsenal, has given the green light and boost to sign Thomas Partey. Arsenal know they need to prepare for next season, as this year may be over, and that means that the club will need to get into the transfer kitty early in the summer and sign players that they believe make an impact in their side next season. The club have been linked with a move for Partey for many years now and have once again shown a keen interest in a possible deal for the 27-year-old. He has been impressive form for the Spanish giants Atletico Madrid, especially during their win over Liverpool in the quarterfinals in the round of 16 of the Champions League recently. Now, recent reports claim that he is now one step away from a transfer move to the Emirates, and reports suggest that Arsenal have left a £43.3 million offer on the table for the Spanish team to accept. Head of international recruitment Francis, who brought in Gabriel Martinelli, was the man who initially identified Partey as a key signing, according to the Daily Mail, and the move has been approved by both Arteta and Edu. Now, the financing of the deal may prove difficult. However, funds will need to be raised to sign the Ghanaian, with Matteo Guendouzi, Alexandre Lacazette, and Lucas Torreira all facing the exit door in order for Arteta to get his man. There is much doubt that Arteta will get the funds he needs to get the players he wants, but it will be interesting to see if they will actually make a move for Partey and whether they will land him, as he seems to be the club's #1 transfer target according to the media. So Arsenal there would have to offload some players, and Lacazette is a person of interest for Simeone in particular. He has tried to sign him in the past and is an admirer of the Frenchman. Guendouzi and Torreira also two of the players who have to make way. Now, Aubameyang is also someone who might leave Arsenal in the summer. According to reports, he has tabled his offer down to the Arsenal board, and they have to either meet his demands or a compromise would have to be met. And if that he agrees to, then fine, he will stay at the Gunners. But right now, he's out of contract and could go on a free. That's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang until he signs a new deal. Let me know what you think about Thomas Partey's move to Arsenal, Chelsea. It has been the talk of the town in recent weeks. The earlier we get over this, the better for everyone involved in Thomas Partey and this transfer saga. It has gone on stretch for so long. But your thoughts on it in the comments box, much appreciated. Move on to my final story. It has to do with former Ghanaian right back John Painstil. He says that playing in the African Cup of Nations is much more difficult than playing in the World Cup. These are his reasons for saying that. Now, I think the African Cup of Nations is stronger than the World Cup, he said, because Africans, we know ourselves and the competition is very high. I'm not going to talk about the officiating side of things because the officiating is fantastic, but when we are playing African nations, when African countries are playing against each other, we call it a derby, a local derby, and it's very different. It pushes us. Painstil, who amassed 89 caps for Ghana, represent the Black Stars at 5 Afcon tournaments as the West African nation sought to earn their weight for a continental crown. He was also present for Ghana's first 2 World Cup campaigns, helping the Black Stars reach the last 16 and the quarterfinals in 2006 and 2010 respectively. The Afcon gives us more strength to work and prepare for the World Cup, but for me the Afcon is always tougher than the World Cup, he added. It gives the players experience and an idea of competing in these tournaments. So far, the Nations Cup pushed us to where we got to in the World Cup. By the early 80s, Ghana were arguably the most successful side in African football, having 4 Afcon tournaments, back-to-back successes in 63 and 65 under CK Jemfi. However, subsequent victories in 1978 and 1982, they have not won a trophy in close to 4 decades, and that has been what Ghana has been looking to end for this long period. The World Cup is less difficult as compared to the African Cup of Nations. The African Cup of Nations is more difficult as compared to the World Cup. Those are the words of John Painstil. Do you agree with him? Let me know what you think in the comments box. I've been talking to you about Thomas Partey's deal. Iddrisu is being pursued by Atletico Madrid as a replacement should Partey's deal with Arsenal go through. According to reports, Eddie, who is the technical director of Arsenal, has green-lighted the deal. And also, John Painstil, the World Cup is less difficult than the African Cup of Nations. Let me know your thoughts on everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your day.